Hello, my name is Ashley Olorti from Salisbury University, and I wanted to welcome you to our talk on parents' reports of school experiences of transgender and gender nonconforming children, and I hope you enjoy. I would first like to start off by introducing you all to our study. As we know, parents of transgender and gender nonconforming children are often core decision makers and advocates for their children. It has been shown that educational experiences of TGNC youth are usually negative, consisting of higher rates of bullying and victimization, and a lower likelihood of teacher and staff intervention, which, overall, leads to poorer educational outcomes. However, it is evident that much of the work on youth experiences have mainly focused on middle and high school age youth. As a result, little is known about the school experiences of younger TGNC children, such as preschool and elementary school children, and the role that parents play in mitigating these effects. Therefore, our study explored how parents of TGNC youth perceive their child's school experiences and their decisions regarding school environment. For our study, parents of TGNC youth under the age of 13 were recruited via professional listservs and online parent communities. Parents of TGNC youth completed semi-structured phone interviews on their early parenting experiences. I will now be discussing the participants, procedure, and coding for our study. As for participants, there was a total of 33 parents and one grandparent of TGNC pre-adolescents. The age range for these caregivers was between 34 to 52 years old. The model parent was 91% female and 85% white. Family size was between 2 and 6 people, and 3 of these families had 2 TGNC children. The ages of these TGNC children range from 2 to 12 years. There was a total of 12 affirmed males, 15 affirmed females, and 4 gender nonconforming or non-binary children. For the procedure of our study, we were able to reach out to parents of TGNC youth under the age of 13 by recruiting them from online parent communities, including parent listservs, Facebook groups, and via professional listservs. We were able to gather information on the experiences of these parents through semi-structured phone interviews. We surrounded our questions on when parents first noticed their child was exploring gender, their responses to their children, and how they felt. In addition, we were able to give parents the opportunity and space to discuss any other topics surrounding their experience. Before being one step closer to reaching the results of our study, we had to code the collected data from our interviews. All interviews were audio recorded and subsequently transcribed. The ending transcripts were analyzed using contextual analysis. Then, 2 research assistants independently read these transcripts and were able to take notes on core themes. These themes were then discussed and redefined until consensus regarding interpretation of the data was finally reached. Now let's get into the results and findings of our study. Here, we were able to see that 29 out of the 34 interviews were able to discuss their experiences with schools or early learning centers. These experiences were primarily found to be positive. There were a small number of participants who reported instances of bullying, 32% to be exact, or fears of their child being bullied, which in this case was 6%. Most bullying consisted of other children asking questions regarding a child's appearance in an unintentional harmful way, such as coming from their curiosity. And some bullying concerned around bathroom use. Here, we were able to pull out a quote from our transcript in regards to bullying in the bathrooms. A parent of a 7-year-old trans daughter discussed bathroom use during her daughter's social transition. The parent said she had an issue with bullying at school. She had gotten cornered and hit by 3 boys in the bathroom, and so we decided from a safety perspective, she agreed that she cannot use the boys' bathroom.
By looking at our results, we were able to find two common themes in regards to parents' experiences. The first theme surrounded parental concerns. These parental concerns and issues fell into three distinct categories. The first was about the child's appearance and gender expressions. Second, it focused on the child's use of pronouns or names. And lastly, we were able to see that the child's use of gender-appropriate bathrooms became an issue. In most instances, schools were willing to accommodate parents' requests and child's needs, but there was only one extremely unsupportive school. In terms of when children were misgendered at school, here is a clear example of when it happened. A parent of a 10-year-old trans son said this: "There was a point when their child went to use the bathroom and he was identifying as a girl, and he went into the girls' bathroom. An attendant at school came and physically removed him from the girls' bathroom because she thought he was a boy, and was like, 'You're in the wrong bathroom,' and that was really humiliating for the child, and he did not want to go back to school after that." In our study, we only found one unsupportive school due to it being a private and religious institution, and this is what the parent had experienced in this particular school. The parent of an 8-year-old trans son said this: "He was totally male, and the school at that point, it was like, 'Too bad you have to wear skirts on Friday. We're fine with everything else, but you have to wear a skirt on Friday.' And he would wake up crying on Friday mornings, like can't go to school, and the principal really refused to do anything about it, so I had to stop sending him to school on Fridays. That was the only solution." Our second common theme surrounded how parents would react in regards to school transfers. There was a total of 11 parents that intentionally transferred their child to another school or chose to homeschool their child. Our transcripts were sorted based upon whether or not parents had modified their child's school environment. These transcripts did not differ in the types of school concerned parents mentioned. Parents in both situations, either if their child was moved to another school or chose to homeschool their child, experienced some amount of bullying and had similar conflicts with schools. It was very notable in our transcripts that parents who were directly involved in advocacy were more likely to just remain in their schools, despite any hurdles or challenges that they had faced with their child. In matter of fact, these parents seem to be more committed to keeping their child in that particular school. In terms of how parents were able to advocate for their children, this is a clear example of what they did. A parent of a 5-year-old trans daughter said, "We went to the higher ups the first time, and we were very proactive about meeting with administration and asking that our child be with somebody who has experience, like working with gender variant or trans kids." Now follow along with me while I discuss our important and crucial findings. Parents find their child's school climate to be concerning around issues pertaining to their child's appearance or behavior, pronoun or name use, or bathroom use. Overall, most bullying was mild in nature. It's fascinating to see that parents were heavily involved in advocating for improved school climates. We were able to see that engaged parent advocates were more likely to report remaining in the school that they attended in the first place. It is amazing to see how parents' advocacy might foster a sense of psychological investment, which overall keeps parents committed to making their child's schools work for them. Schools do seem to be accommodating, but they are not prepared to address core areas related to children's gender expression, name or pronoun change requests, or even bathroom use. With the support from our findings, we agree that schools should adopt policies and procedures for working with TGNC youth and train teachers and staff in order to maintain and push for an effective learning environment for all. As a result, this would ultimately reduce parent strain, provide better school experiences for youth, and reduce the number of families who seek subsequent school placements for their transgender, or gender non-conforming children. I would like to thank you all for tuning in with me through our talk on parents' reports of school experiences of transgender and gender non-conforming children. Please feel free to reach out to me with any questions or concerns at my email, aolortigui1@gulls.salisbury.edu. I look forward to seeing many of your wonderful presentations today, and I hope that you are all staying safe under our current circumstances. Thank you and have a great day.